Hi guys, it's my Chit-Chat once again, the Chit-Chat with the ELEGBETE1 of Sports. My name is Idafi Matthias Yogane, and you know how it is. I'm the CEO of ELEGBETE TV, and I like to chit-chat with just about every and anybody. They say it's locked down, and it is true. Like I always say on this Chit-Chat, please, don't be too big. It's not arrogance, it's not levels. Wash your hand. Water does not bleach people. If you don't have fancy soap, use soda. If you don't have soda, use Omo. If you don't have Omo, use Oshedudu, but make sure you wash your hand. And stay within the 20 seconds and above range to make sure you don't bring anything home. And then there's a side that I've adopted. If you must go out, get a wipe, put alcohol on it, wipe the handle of your car, the door, and every place you touch. It helps. If you can't wear nose mask, but I encourage you wear. And if you can't get hand gloves, that's also part of the things that will work. And then alcohol-based sanitizer. I've also seen people who have sanitizers before, and then they pour alcohol on it. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I work. I'm a former footballer, turned a broadcaster. I read engineering in school. That's all. But I have with me someone who, I was checking through his record, and then there's something that is very interesting that you would have to explain to me. Every time he makes a debut, the game ends 0-0. I'm talking about Kenneth Omeruo. Kenneth Omeruo is one who would love to hate, hates to love, and then he's now come to become a mainstay for the national team. Kenneth Omeruo, you're welcome to my Chit-Chat.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Okay, and there's this thing somebody said before when I said I was going to speak with Kenneth. I said, why does Kenneth always talk slow? Is he shy? Is he afraid? But he doesn't look afraid on the field of play. So let me start the conversation with that. Kenneth, why do you always talk small? What's up?
I'm good.
Okay, you are from Abia State, right? Your name is Kenneth Josiah Omeruo, right?
Omeruo, yes.
Now, I'm trying to understand something. They say the way you talk like a rich man child, like an Ajebota. Can we get to know your family background?
No, I'm not an Ajebota, but I grew up in Abuja, family of 7, 4 boys and 3 girls. My dad was working for Julius Berger as a plumber, so we lived in the Julius Berger boys' quarters, 1 room in Abuja. So that's where I grew up.
Okay, so growing up in Abuja, how was it like? I mean, Abuja, at the time you grew up, Abuja is not really a bubbling place for football. Abuja is more of a civil service city. Let's go back like 10, 15 years ago. This is it. So how was it like for you to get into football the way you did?
It was, I lived in like my estate. Let's say my estate is Julius Berger quarters. So it's like a ghetto inside the town, if you get what I mean. So, but we normally walk to the next village, which is Kado village, to play football. So yeah.
And
so growing up there, that's why I don't have when I meet other footballers like the ones from Lagos, it's different. I don't have that, that ruggedity, that upbringing outside the pitch, But in the pitch, I'm a different person.
Yes, because I've actually noticed that couple of times. And I'm always wondering, like, okay, Kenneth, on the field of play, you are a beast. You are a different beast on your day. And then off the field, I've seen you in Super Eagles camp. I've seen you at different times. You're just this, like, you don't have a football attitude. You and Jude Odoegalo are almost similar. Would you say would you say it's your parents? Parents that brought that.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Okay, so let's fast track. Kenneth moved. Now this is how your career moved. While finding your way into John Obu's team, if I'm not mistaken, you also went to Standard Liège, which is a very good team in Belgium. But the complexities was in 2012 you went to Chelsea. I think it was January 2012. You signed for Chelsea, and that was the turning point. I've always, as an analyst, when I used to be in Brilla, I used to say to myself that I think what happened with Kenneth Omeruo was that he went to Chelsea at the wrong time. Now you're at Leganes. You're playing the game of your life. Do you think the timing of your transfer to Chelsea was wrong?
No, I wouldn't say that. It was God sent, if I would use that word, because it happened in a time where, first of all, after under 17, I actually went to Anderlecht for 2 months. And the agent that was involved in the deal was too greedy. He wanted a lot of things that the club wasn't able to provide for him. So instead of me returning back to Anderlecht, he went to Standard Liège to say that, you know, Kenneth didn't sign for Anderlecht. So they were happy to give me like a pre-contract. So it was as if it was like a contract that wasn't a contract. So I get paid at hand. Then I think it was like 700 euros or something. So, and then I was still a player of Sunshine Stars. So I went to the under 20. And when I came back to Standard Liège, they were still letting me train with the under 19s, the reserve team. So I needed to train with the first team. And then my contract would finish when I turn 18, which is October. So, and they promised they will pay me 5,000 euros when I come back from the under 20 and when I turn 18. But then they didn't. They said they will pay me 1,500 and I will still be in the reserve team. So, and after the under 20, Chelsea were already coming. But then I was a diehard Man United fan then.
Oh, there we go again. You see, listen, I'm tired of talking to all these Manchester United fans. I'm an Arsenal fan, and I know where we stand.
No, it's before.
Please.
No, it's before. Not anymore.
Please.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Don't come and rub it on my face. I cast every spirit of Red Devils from my chat. Hey, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm not anymore. So, they were coming using some agents from Nigeria, but I wasn't taking it serious. I was like, it's not possible for Chelsea to come for me.
Wow.
You know, I thought it was a fake news, you know. So I wasn't giving them any chance. I was only thinking that, oh, you know what, I'm going to receive 5,000 euros when I go back to Standard Liège.
If I was in your position, I would think like that too. My brother.
Exactly.
We both know the truth. I would think like that.
Yeah. So I went back, and when they weren't giving me what they agreed before, so I took my bag. My uncle was in Holland then. I took my bag and I left without saying anything to the club. So I left. I went to Holland to stay with my uncle, and he was Chika Kujobi. He's a coach, a qualified coach. So he was training me, and then we were speaking to Chelsea. But then this is October. Chelsea couldn't sign me until January. And then I wasn't still convinced that the deal was going to work.
Okay,
so I was just training.
In all of this, because now, thank God I'm talking to you. I've always looked at this thing like, Nigerians, you know, now I understand why people always say that God is in Nigeria, even though the country does not look like where God stays. But if you look at our individual stories, some things just happen that does not follow the normal routes, the normal paths that every other footballer will say. So somewhere, miraculously, Chelsea was going for a player that Standard Liège were not even willing to put up their agreement.
To play in the first
you were not. I mean, you worked out on them. That's the word. You worked out on them. For me, I'm not sure. See, I'm stubborn. I'm not sure I would have had the heart to do what you did, because
I think it's
when I convert $1,000 exchange rate, many people go shop for worry. But it was good.
No, I think it's mainly because there's one thing my mom always say is, when you go somewhere and it doesn't work out, come back home, you know, because if it's for food, she had a canteen, so we eat. We might not have money, but we eat food. So she will always tell me, if it doesn't work out, come back home. We're not, you know, we have food to eat. So this has stuck with me, you know. So when I went back, I was training. it got to a stage we felt as if, my visa is running out and we are not sure about this deal. What are we going to do? So because my uncle played in Holland, so he contacted FC20 in Holland. So I went to trials there. But the deal was Chelsea were going to find a team in Holland for me, which was Vitesse and M, because they have a good relationship.
Yeah.
So they were going to find a team that they would loan me to once they sign me. So in that process, they're looking for a team that will accept me before they come to sign me. So I had to fight for myself. So I went to FC20. And I was there. Patrick Kluivert was the coach of the second team. And I was there on trials for a few weeks. And then we played an unofficial friendly match where we mixed with the first team and the reserve team, which I played. So after I played that game, because the features, like the team list, was published.
Yeah.
So FC20 saw that I played that game for, Vitesse and M saw that I played that game for FC20. So they rang Chelsea to say, what's happening? I thought we had a deal that this player is coming, to us.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we are not, what's happening? We're not doing the deal anymore.
Hi.
You understand?
Okay.
Yeah. So Chelsea calls me and was like, what are you doing? We have an agreement, blah, blah, blah. You have to leave FC20. So this is me. I packed my bag again, traveled back to my uncle's place.
Good.
And we started training until January, October, November, December, January. I was without club training alone. And then they found Ado Den Haag. So Ado Den Haag agreed to take me on loan. So in January, Mike Emenalo came to Holland and we sealed the deal. And
Okay,
that was
so
it.
this is a player that I played on the 2017, 2007, sorry.
2009. 2009.
Okay, 2009, sorry. And
Yeah.
here he is dealing with all of these problems. And thank God for your uncle and good parenting. But then when Mike Emenalo finally came and you signed, and then they say you're going to play with Ado Den Haag, the journey started. At the back of your mind, because, this was Chelsea that was doing well. Their team was fantastic. That center back, they had John Terry, Carvalho, they have other players that are coming in. Were you somewhere in your head thinking, you know what? I'm going to displace these guys. I'm going to go get into that team and play. And then your first game for them was, I think, 3rd of March, where you guys played against Heerenveen, and it ended 0-0. How was it like joining Ado Den Haag?
I was happy. Yeah. I had to travel back to Nigeria to fix my papers. But remember, I went from expecting to earn 5,000 to earning around 11,000. So already that was, a big deal for me. I was so happy. So I came back. My coach then, Maurice Stein, we still keep in touch, But he gave me so much confidence. And at that point when I came back,
sorry.
At that point, no problem. At that point when I came back, their right back was injured.
Okay.
And I've never played right back before in my life. And I came the week to the game. So I had to play from a right back position my first game. But Dragana, like
we will survive. You're not going back now. You don't come. So now, first, now that you've said this, I owe you an apology. I'm one of your worst critics. So we're having this chit-chat, but I've got to say it so that it doesn't go like, no. I'm one of your worst critics. Like, what is he doing in the national team? Why is he getting an invitation? He's not playing matches. And somebody rang me and called me and said, have you spoken to Kenneth? I said, listen, I don't have a problem. Hello, Kenneth. Hello.
Yeah,
I said,
I'm
I
here.
don't have a problem with Kenneth. I'm just talking for the national team. And he said, call Kenneth and talk to him. He has a beautiful story. And the person who said that was Ariel, like back in the day. And I said,
Okay.
you know what? We're going to have a chat. So one day, Ojo Igalo was in the studio in Brilla, and yeah, you were in the studio in Abuja. But because the environment did not allow you remember that, right? The environment did not allow it. I said, no, let it slide. Now, this young man whose mom have a canteen, his dad is a plumber, big dream, die-hard Manchester United fan, now a Chelsea player, can't get into the Chelsea team, but playing his football, having fun. What did you do? Because there's always this rumor of people buying their place in the national team. What did you do that made Stephen Keshi? I don't know of the other coach, leave them, but I know that Stephen Keshi is a very tough nut. What did you do that made him just, because he's also a central defender, so he should know who's best. What did you do to make him just fall in love with you?
Honestly, I don't know. When I was invited, I was with my friends in Holland. You know, it was like the holiday period was done. But big ups to Toyi Bitoy.
Yeah, maybe
he was in Channels
television,
and so he was always talking about me when I play in Holland. You know, my mom always tell me, Tony was talking about my games, you know, when I score and all that. So I packed my bag. I want to go on holiday, summer holiday. The season was finished. And then I see the list, my name being invited to the Nations Cup squad. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, then I know they just want to, you know, use me to fill up the squad.
Training material.
Or train, and at the end they will call their list. You get? So this is me playing from the right back all season. You understand? So I come to camp. I was with Rabbi Ibrahim in the same room. He was supposed to have his wedding that same summer.
I remember.
Yeah, but he did it. We were together in the room and they did the wedding for him. So, and at the end, we always say, you know what, we will give our best. You know, even if we live here, we will know that we tried. Yes. So I think what happened was the friendly match against Cape Verde was one indoor friendly match against the second team in Holland. And it was also in the news in Holland that I was going to play that game. So the game I did well, everything, it was a good game. Then we went then I was seeing Mikel, I was seeing Yobo, I was like, senior man and all that. So for me, it was I was happy to just have that experience in Portugal then and go home happy. You understand?
Wow. You still were not expecting to make the team. Oh.
No, but because you know, we Nigerians, we always say there's politics in football.
Yeah.
But I've never gone through that road. So that's why when someone is telling me that if you don't know someone, you cannot make it, I say to the person that it's a lie. Because I'm an example that if I want to send a coach money now, is because, you know, I just stayed and say, this coach favor me or you don't even know me. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll say, coach, hold this. You understand? So during that period, we now played against, I think it's Cape Verde, a friendly match. And after the match, there were two fake lists that was published.
There was a Linda Ikeji list, then there was one other list.
It was crazy. Everyone came to training angry, like, so coach was like, I never released my list too.
But that was embarrassing, Shao.
Yeah, it was. And then even this last friendly match, there was a list that was published that wasn't our list. and it went round. So in that two lists that was published, my name was on both lists. So that actually gave me a bit of confidence, like, what, maybe if it happened, you
Yeah,
understand? Yeah,
yeah.
maybe something can happen. So I was now more concentrated because now, coach now knows my name. He when we're playing, he's calling me by name. You understand? So at the end, the list was called, and it was like my family were, because my mom loves football. If there is no Nigerian player that she doesn't know, if I'm in my team now and I'm with her on video call, if a player of my team passes, she knows that player's name. So she loves football like that. And she has always said to us,
I would really need to talk to your mom one day on this chit chat.
yeah, maybe when I'm back home,
Yeah, when you're back
yeah,
in Nigeria.
we can make it. Yeah, we can make it happen. So she has always told us we will wear this national team jersey because she knows how far we run. We go to the national team stadium in Abuja. We jump the fence. Soldiers will flog us on top of it just to go
Oh,
and watch because we don't have ticket money, And from my house to the stadium is really far. So so all this, and one would come back crying, like pain would come by midnight. Before they even open the gate for everyone, is like maybe half time, second half, when it has gone far. The soldiers will now open the whole gate. We will rush and go and watch, even if it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes. We'll come back happy. So then the list was published, but my roommate didn't make it. That was the only, painful thing for me because it was just me and him in the room. So we got to South Africa, and
I
first
guess,
game,
I
normally I
guess,
wasn't even expecting
I guess
to play anyways.
South Africa was the maddest moment of your life because was it you play your first game against Burkina Faso, draw, and I think you were the
Yeah.
one that scored that goal.
No, I
Okay,
didn't score in
okay,
the
Victor, it
Nations
was a
Cup.
goalless draw, right? Okay, so now let me
Yeah.
even tell you what I was saying. We get to South Africa, we played our first game draw, we played our second game draw, we have Ethiopia to play next. Then we start hearing this rumor that they book you people's ticket to come back. You people are not even
No, that
making.
was yes, the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, oh, they even started negotiating with another coach. And let me tell you my side of this story. Back here in Nigeria, now I'm a diehard fan of the late Stephen Keshi. Now I love him, but I have issues with the way he dresses anyway. So when I'm on radio, I talk about the fact that I don't like the way he dresses. But I'm a diehard. I grew up watching him. I grew up watching Stephen Keshi. He was the man. Stephen Keshi was, oh God, he was the man, the guy. So there was this game, it was Senegal 92 when Nigeria played against Senegal, and Jose Bukande scored against Nigeria, and Stephen Keshi overlapped from the back, took the ball, gave somebody, moved, they gave him, and then he scored. I fell in love with the man. So I started predicting that Nigeria was going to win this Nations Cup. We had 20 first-timers or 17 first-timers. And I said Nigeria was going to win this Nations Cup. And then one ex-international, Jonathan Kobore, called my boss then and said that they had bribed me to sell this team as a good team when the team is actually not a good team. And I said Nigeria is going to win this cup in South Africa. Long story short, first game, you guys form my hand and I draw. Second game, form my hand and I draw. Like my job was on the line, my life was on the line. And then the third game was against Ethiopia. And I just said to myself, today they go sack me, Sha. Today they will definitely sack me. But let me just go. It was in the morning. My show was in the morning. Let me do my show in the morning, raise hope, say all the things that I want to say, because I know that by this evening, they will send me a letter and say, Edafe, you have to stay at home. Your over youthful exuberance is too much. And then Victor Moses scored those two penalties. I was delirious. I was in another world. Then you guys were going to play against who? Cote d'Ivoire. what's happen? Who I offend? Even if village people want to do me, they should take it easy. You understand? So I was calling Chidi Ngoka, the media officer, was like, hey, I bet me check. Could they get injury for their team? Like, I don't want it to be massacre. They can beat us maybe 2-0, 1-0, 2-1, but 5-0, those kind of massacre. So after we beat Ethiopia, I came to radio, I was making noise again. I told you people who will beat them. And they were like, my friend, shut up. And then Cote d'Ivoire. So I've interviewed Chidi, the kids manager, and he told me how Cote d'Ivoire was underrating you people. They didn't come out to do warm up. They were just looking at you guys like, Umumbi small boys, the way they say it in Aba. All these, tata them. So talk to me about that game against Cote d'Ivoire. What did Keshi say to you people?
One thing he said was, because we were aware that some of our officials were already going back home, and they were already making plans for us to leave the next day. And one thing the coach said was that he has always said it, when we're in training and he's addressing us, he would say, like, if anything happens, it's him. And he's ready for it, but that we should only think about ourselves here and our parents and friends back home that are praying for us and wishing us well. Let's go there, fight. He believes in us. He would tell us that, look at you're good. He will make you understand that you are a good player. So once he said that, we came out that day, everyone was on fire. I think that was the best game we played in the Nations Cup.
It's the game of my life because you guys saved me. I didn't watch the game, but I won't lie to you. I had to watch it.
Yeah?
No, I couldn't watch it. Cote d'Ivoire was informed. They had like the best players.
They were informed.
They were good.
I was like,
no. So put yourself in my shoes.
Put yourself in my shoes. From Ado Denag.
You understand?
And I'm there looking at Drogba against.
They have Drogba. They have Benaventure. They have Kone. They have everybody. You understand? This guy that was playing for Chelsea alongside Drogba. They had Solomon Kalon. They had everybody. And I was like, no, these guys will beat us. So I didn't bother to watch. Because Drogba had tortured Arsenal too much. So I'm not going to be witness to him torturing Nigeria. Then we won. Nigeria. And then we had Mali to play. If we win Mali, we play either Burkina Faso or whoever they play, and then we won the cup. That moment where Nigeria won the cup, I noticed that instead of being really happy, you guys were angry, like, they say we're not going to win, we don't win. They say we're not going to. Like, what was it like in the dressing room? Because these same these same officials who were booking you out were the ones that were not coming to shake your hands. How was it like?
Yeah. No, we're too happy, but then we also, like, the captain, and there were some people, they were like, I won't call names. Yeah, but there were some people they didn't want to come into the dressing room, because they never gave us the chance. And for me, I didn't know how big a deal it was to win the AFCON. I didn't know.
Are you kidding me? You didn't follow AFCON growing up?
No, I did. But
our life depends on it. Our life, depend.
No, in my own case, it was my first AFCON, and then we won it. In my head, I thought, I'm going to win like more AFCONs because this just happened like that.
Kenneth, you know when? You know when?
I said, we'll just win and they go. But then the next one we didn't make it. The following one we didn't
because I was going there.
It was crazy.
Sasa is my friend, and I think that he is one of the best coaches in Nigeria, tactics-wise. You played for Sasa. You played for Keshi. You played for Olise. You're playing for Jonathan.
Have I played for Sasa?
You didn't get invite for Sasa.
I did, but I was injured. The match we lost that we didn't qualify the second time against Egypt.
Okay.
I was injured. I was invited, but I was injured.
Okay. Okay, so but you've seen these coaches, a plethora of coaches. I know you won the Nations Cup with Keshi, so there's going to be some attachment there. Which one of
No,
these
big one.
coaches do you look at and you say, man, this guy improved my game?
Keshi. I would say Keshi because there was a time like when we didn't qualify for the first AFCON. Though I've seen that video, I've watched that video, and if you watch it again, you will see it's a foul, but it wasn't given. You know, the one we played 2-2 in Akwa Ibom.
Yeah, against
But
Guinea.
against South Africa. No,
Okay,
South
South Africa,
Africa.
yeah.
Yes. So I sat in that stadium. I couldn't move. I couldn't move. I was finished. You know, nah, that was my worst day in football that day. So I know a lot of people was like, you know, he's never coming back to the national
I was
team.
one of them.
You know, who stays.
I was one of them.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame
No.
you.
See,
So,
when it comes to Super Eagles, Arsenal can lose 10-0, I don't care. They will play another match. Super Eagles and then losing to South Africa. Oh, God. Oh, God. South Africa.
yeah.
See,
So
anybody can beat us.
Even when we play South Africa in
Joburg.
no, the one they won against us 2-0
Okay.
in Akwa Ibom, you know, I've been waiting for the opportunity to play them again. You know, even the coach played the video, and he saw the foul, and he was asking me perhaps it's a foul. I was just looking at him because this is a game I'm dying to play, and I'm not playing. You know, like I've thought about playing this game again in this stadium, and I'm sure maybe he did it like to protect me, but that was the game I wanted to play that game. You know,
It
but
does
then
happen.
but then I played in the away game. We drew, but we qualified. That
Ahead
was
of
where
them.
we got
Now,
our
so let's
qualification.
come back. Let's come back to Chelsea. I'm going to center on Chelsea a bit. Every time you end the loan season, you're hoping that, okay, I mean, I've done enough. I've won African Nations Cup. I played well and every time you go on loan, you just manage to find regular playing time. 32 games here, 29 games there. Hi. That is Princess. You know, so this one, you had the chance to go back to Chelsea, and then Chelsea keep changing coach. Was there any time a Chelsea coach called you and said, "Guy, I'm going to use you this season. I need you to stay, but I can't guarantee you starting time." And then you decide, because there was a news I read that you said if they can't guarantee you playing time, you want to go on loan. How true was that?
Yeah, it was true. Because first of all, the opportunity I had to play for Chelsea, I had this shoulder injury when I was playing in the Nigerian league for Sunshine Stars. So I was playing against Eyimba, which is my home team.
Yeah.
And I dislocated my shoulder, and that shoulder has been there. When I went to Standard Liège, sometimes it comes out. Even in the national team in training, it has come out. In where I train in the local team in Guarimpa Estate, is as the dislocation always comes out when I fall wrongly or do something while playing, and the pain is unbearable. So after the Nations Cup, we went to the Confederation Cup, and we lost the game against Spain. Just 10 minutes into the game, my shoulder came out again in the Confederation Cup. So I couldn't finish the game. I was rushed immediately out to the hospital, and they put it back. But they said I have to, because now it comes out easily now.
It's too free.
So they said, yes, now I have to do the surgery. But I've been told I'm coming back to Chelsea to stay.
Huh.
So before, yes. So before I came, it was me and Victor Moses that went back. So when we came back, we were training with the reserves, but because they already traveled for preseason before we came and they were to come back soon. So during those training sessions, my shoulder came out. And then I was sleeping also in the hotel in the midnight. It came out and no one to help me to fix it back, you know? So I had to decide to do the surgery because the World Cup was approaching. So it's either do it now and be healed before the World Cup,
Or
or
risk it
continue managing
and not
it
go to
and
the World
yeah,
Cup.
and not go to the World Cup. So I took the decision to do it, and that's where when they now brought back Zuma from loan.
Oh.
You know. So then I recovered and was training with the first team. Then I had to go get some playing time before the World Cup comes, and that's when I went to Middlesbrough. You know,
So first off, now I get a better picture of your journey and some of the things that happened. You would forgive us anyway. I mean, losing to South Africa was always going to make you public enemy number one. It's just like in 2018 when everybody was attacking my friend Odio Igalo. And I told him, I said, I can't defend you here. Just take it. Let them attack you. Nigerians would forgive you when you score one wonderful goal again. When you do one thing again, they will forgive you. Just move on. Now, there's this thing about DM that I always ask because I face it too. How do you manage your DM? Bros, I want this. I want to pay school fees. Oh God. Okay, so we've lost. Actually, this time it's my side. I lost lights, and we have to go because Kenneth can't join me immediately. It's the way it is. We've lost lights. The light is gone off, and I have to end this transmission.